Now, the mobile suit mode looks really good. It's rather bulky. I like the shade of pink they use. It's darker than the 1/100 no scale, no grade version. It does have quite a bit of kibble. It is hard to stand. You just have to kind of move the feet slightly back to get it to stand. And it does have some normal foil stickers, just like any other Master Grade anymore, on the head. You got the eyes, the cameras, and one on the back of the head, all metallic blue. Uh, once again, the Blitz is the only Master Grade that got clear, colored plastic. Like the Aegis has just normal clear, so you gotta paint that. I just don't understand why. And you also get a sheet of normal peel-off decals and a sheet of rub transfer. And of course the cockpit does open. Just flip up the top, and down here, it's probably the easiest of the Gat machines to open. You got Ather in there, and you've also got one in his military uniform. Looks pretty good. I think it's one of the scenes from the series, from the opening, when he's standing there with his hand out. And overall, it's a pretty solid model. Now, I want to mention, before I forget, now this piece here, remember the piece you can pull out and replace with an action base connector? Well, I found that if you don't have the extra one hooked into the back, and there's a little groove that fits perfectly, when you try to move the legs, this part here tries to separate. And it gets really annoying. So if you have, I suggest keep one of these in the back. I looked on the instructions, I couldn't find anything else to put there, and without that, I really find that it wants to separate. So this keeps it nice and secure. Just wanted to mention that before I forgot. But other than that, if you can get them to stand, it's a very nice looking kit. Now the head will go up and down, has a wide range of forwards and back. Head rotates all the way around. Arms, now you can kind of utilize the joint right here for a little forwards and back, and then the gray joint right in here with some up and down. There goes that front skirt, and it'll rotate at the actual shoulder and go out. There is a little flap in here, and it'll rotate below the shoulder, double jointed elbow, ball jointed wrist, ball jointed thumb, those same interchangeable fingers, just like any other Gat machine. You got, you can kind of use a little hinge in the stomach here, and you've also got a ball joint waist. You can rotate it all the way around if you really want to. You just have to fight with everything sticking off the back and the sides. And the front skirts are on ball joints. And of course, these like to pop off. It's only this one really. This one, I don't know why. If I didn't have a really good idea on painting this guy in the future, I would totally glue that. And the side skirts can move, and they also, like I mentioned in part 1, you can pull them out some, and then rotate them freely, and then you just rotate and push down at the same time, and you'll find a little gap you can push into it, and it locks. Anyways, the legs have a sliding track at the waist. Each leg does. And then you can also get the leg to go pretty far forwards. And pretty far back. Out. Rotate at the hip. Double jointed knee. You've got, just like the Blitz, which I was kind of surprised to see, you got these little flaps. And then you got a double ball joint for the ankle, because you got one up here and then one at the foot, so we can go forwards and back and side to side and rotate on that, and then the same lower. I think that might be a little too much. So if you have a problem with that, you might actually want to push that back in and keep it locked. I might actually do it myself, because I think this is how it's supposed to be in mobile suit mode. but I think it's a little too much. And the foot will also go down at the toes, and you can maneuver the foot guard on a double joint. So it's got a lot of articulation. You just really have to work for it because of all this kibble that's hanging off him. But he does have a good amount of articulation. Now the accessories, which is definitely my favorite part of the Aegis. That's usually the way it goes, but this guy, I really like what they did. First off, the Aegis has all these white blades on the on its arms and on its feet, and you get 4 clear yellow beams. Now the way they did this, I was kind of worried that they were going to be really thick beams, but they actually made it interesting. They're little teeth, and they kind of alternate, so there'll be one on the one side and one on the other, and so on. And all you have to do is slide it right onto the blade, and it is perfect. It'll stay, and it works great. It looks nice and thin. And just do it on the foot here. And so if you had an action base and you put this guy up, you can do some really awesome poses with all these clear pieces all at the same time. And you've also got the shield, which is rather pointy. Good for maybe decapitating a Skygrasper pilot, you know? Now, this is the peg you want to use in mobile armor mode. You can still use it here. If you want to store it on the side skirt, that's no problem. But to use it, flip this peg up, and you just peg it into the arm. There's holes on either side of the arm, so you can have it on the inside for some reason, or you can have it on the other arm. Doesn't matter. And you can also, which I don't think I don't know if it ever did this, but you can actually have it hold with the handle here. Did it ever do that in the show? I don't know, but you can do it. If you want, you can do it. And stand up, please. It's a beam rifle. Once again, you can store it in the side skirt. And to use in the hand, flip this down, extend, you're done. There you go. You got a sticker for the scope on the front and the back. Now, I should have brought up the trigger finger hands. I didn't, but you've got the gap at the front so that the peg will fit in there. And you could probably use the little handle here, like the handguard, and try to squish the fingers in between to make it really solid. However, I really wish they had included a round peg on here somewhere so we can plug it into the side of the arm. Something that the Master Grade can do. I really like that. Although, they did give us a few mounting options on the shield. Little peg here, or a little peg hole on the yellow piece. So you can peg it on the shield like that. Or, my favorite, right in here. So you can do a little bit of Wing Zero action with the shield on the inside, or the beam rifle on the inside of the shield. Yeah, I really like that. Probably going to have a display with the shield and the beam rifle together. So I love the accessories. They definitely work well. So, let's get that stupid front skirt piece back on. And get his waist snapped back together so that I can compare it with some other suits. Let me get him standing straight. Alright, let's do it with, I got the Master Grade Age 1 here still. So you can see, it's, they're about the same height, but the Aegis is definitely a lot bulkier. And let's compare it with the original 1/100 Aegis, the no grade. Now this guy, they're almost the same height. The Master Grade is a little bit taller. You can definitely see the different shade of pink. And the Master Grade, they definitely trimmed down the bulk in the chest. It's not nearly as bulky as the no grade, but they also filled it in, because the Master Grade has that stomach, and the no grade just has hinges. So, definitely, improved on the mobile suit mode in terms of the design, which well, you'd hope so for a master race. This thing is really good. It does have problems. It does have an issue standing. I don't know why this front skirt won't stay on. It also has it is a little back heavy with the standing thing, but yeah, the accessories are. I love the accessories. They're great. You can pose it in really good action poses, and you can use the side pieces kind of like a third leg, so it'll kind of rest on that. All in all, transformation is kind of annoying. The mobile armor modes are definitely unique. So I'd say, yeah, it's a good pickup, definitely. It has some problems, but it's definitely a good kit. So that's about it, and I'll see you at the next review.